You probably started out the year with a lot of energy and a desire to accomplish your goals and resolutions. However, it becomes easy to lose sight of these goals and forget about them as the weeks go on. But you don't give up on yourself, so it's time to really start living a minimalist lifestyle. Funnily enough, this doesn't mean that you have to give up on everything, but just reorder what's truly important in your life. So in this video, I'm going to show you 11 habits you can start so you can save money and finally develop and maintain a minimalist lifestyle. Number 1. Use what you have. When something breaks in your home, what's one of the first thoughts that pop into your mind? If you're like anyone else, it's probably that you have to replace the item by buying a new one. However, this isn't the best choice when it comes to living a minimalist lifestyle. Before you consider buying another item, think about what other items in your home you can use first. For example, if a container happens to break, do you need to buy a new one, or can you use an old mason jar or a shoebox to hold the contents instead? With a little bit of creativity, you'll find that you have a lot more items than you think that can be used for a particular task. Number 2. Pick experiences first. It seems like everywhere you look, you're told how to live, what clothes you should be buying, and how it's imperative to have the latest tech gadgets. However, the truth is that these items won't give you the true happiness as things are constantly changing. By the time you've gotten used to an item, another one will show up and bring a sort of wave of hype with it. But let's take a look at Warren Buffett. He still owns the first home he bought in 1958.
I think you should look for the job that you would want to hold if you didn't need a job. I mean, you're probably only going to live once. Shirley MacLaine may differ with that, or a few people, and you don't want to go sleepwalking through life, and you're really, whether you make X or 120% of X, it really isn't remotely as important as to whether, in most cases, you marry the right person and you also find something that you would do if you didn't need the money.
When it comes to experiences, like traveling, learning a new skill, or even just hanging out with friends and family, you'll find that they can't be replaced. They become memories that live with you forever. For example, when you play a game with a friend, do you remember the game or how much fun you had playing the game? Did you know that you could spend less and have more fun? If you want to find out how, then subscribe to Investors Weekly and hit the notification bell to see my latest videos. Number 3. Reduce screen time. Screens of all sorts have become embedded into everyone's life, whether it's a phone, computer, or even a car screen. Unfortunately, screens are notorious for making us much less aware of what's going on around us. This wouldn't really be a problem if our lives existed inside the screens, but that's not reality. At the end of the day, we still need to work and make money, and our relationships truly form outside of the virtual world. Reducing your screen time will quickly make you feel much better, but it will also allow you more time to do what you really love. Remember, minimalism is about reevaluating your priorities and reducing which hinders your growth, and screen time is certainly in that category. Number 4. Cut off distractions. Distractions fall in the same vein. Warren Buffett once said that 80% of your success boils down to 20% of the things you learn. This rule became popularized as the 80-20 rule, where most of your efforts should only be focused on the 20% of things that actually make an impact in your life. One obvious example is your work. How often are you working? Do you find your work fulfilling and enjoyable? Do you feel like it's giving you what you truly need? If you're not answering the affirmative to these questions, then make sure you're putting your efforts where it really counts. Some other examples are emails, texts, and app notifications. Here are some steps to avoid this clutter. Number 1. Remove notifications from any unused apps on your phone. Number 2. Unsubscribe from organizations you don't use. Number 3. Organize your emails in folders. Number 4. Always reply to emails ASAP and place them in their appropriate spots afterward. Number 5. One in and one out. If you want to be financially independent by living a minimalist lifestyle, then following this rule is key. It's a very simple rule. Whatever item goes into your home, another item that's similar should be taken out. For example, if you get new sunglasses, then the old pair of sunglasses need to be removed. If you get a new pair of shoes, then you'll need to remove an old pair. You can modify this concept by reducing what you have a lot of and increasing what's scarce. For example, if you have a lot of mugs but have a few plates, then you can remove mugs as you buy more plates. Number 6. Simplify your finances. Finances always seem like a difficult concept, but it's actually quite straightforward. One of the biggest issues that people seem to have is not sticking to their plans or simply forgetting what they need to do. The easiest way around this is to simplify your finances. This is incredibly easy now with our ability to automate things. For example, if you have trouble remembering to save your money, then set up an automatic transfer to put a set amount of money into your account. If you forget to pay bills, then set up an automatic bill payment to take care of it for you. Once you've set all of your payments automatically, the most important thing you can do is get rid of your debts. Here are 4 easy steps to pay off debt. Number 1. List your debts so you know what you need to pay and how much. Number 2. Sort your debts by interest so you know what to pay off first. Number 3. Pay off the highest interest debt and go down your list until it's totally clear. Number 4. Celebrate! Every time you pay off a debt, reward yourself for your efforts.
Should avoid using credit cards as a piggy bank to be rated. The world is in love with credit cards, but I would suggest to anybody that the first thing they do in life is not on. They can get to something else later on.
If you want to learn how to avoid debt better, then check out my previous videos. And that a significant amount of time be set aside practically daily to sit and reflect. It doesn't happen very often in American industry. I thus read more, think more, and don't make as many snap judgments as most business people. Waiting is truly a skill that can change your life. If you want to live a minimalist lifestyle and spend less, wait at least 3 days before making a purchase for an item that exceeds 1% of your gross income. If you still want it by then, chances are that it'll be a valuable item to you, but most of the time this won't be the case. Number 9. Refuse free stuff. How many times have you gotten a gift bag with free but pointless things? Things like pens, notepads, bracelets, and more. Saying no to free items may seem like a sin in the financial world, but it can save you a lot of wasted time and clutter. A few questions to ask yourself before you consider free items are: 1. Will this give me anything? 2. Will I actually use this item? 3. Will I want these items in a few months? And 4. How long will these items last? Your answers will likely point you against taking the freebies simply because they don't really give you anything. Don't worry about saying no because you're not obliged to take free items. Neither will you hurt anyone in the process. Living a minimalist lifestyle means being deliberate with your choices. You're the one in charge, so learning to say no is going to take you a long way. Number 10. Cut down social media use. Social media has taken the world by storm with sites and apps like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. However, whenever you log into these apps, you tend to see the same things. People with perfect families, people who are beautiful, extremely fit, have a massive house, the nicest cars, eat the fanciest foods around the world, and have the best clothes. But when you look at yourself, you don't see any of that. The sad reality is that what you see on social media is a fabricated lifestyle to entertain, and an extremely small percentage of people actually live it. It doesn't accurately reflect the world around you. This can be extremely damaging, and it's likely one of the main reasons why Buffett doesn't use social media.
Just read and read and read. I probably read 5 to 6 hours a day. I don't read as fast now as when I was younger, but I read 5 daily newspapers. I read a fair number of magazines. I read 10Ks. I read annual reports, and I read a lot of other things too. So I've always enjoyed reading. I love reading biographies.
11. Make your goals a priority. Take a look at some of the greatest people. Mahatma Gandhi managed to not eat for extended periods. Michael Phelps swam a lot, and Muhammad Ali trained and trained. But they didn't have a special thing that magically put them above everyone. They just dedicated themselves to the craft they were passionate about. A famous quote says that talent is nothing without hard work.
I think you should look for the job that you would want to hold if you didn't need a job. I mean, you're probably only going to live once. Shirley MacLaine may differ with that, or a few people, and you don't want to go sleepwalking through life, and you really, whether you make X or 120% of X, really isn't remotely as important as to whether, in most cases, you marry the right person and you also find something that you would do if you didn't need the money.
So, if you're looking to achieve the goals in your life, you need to do something extraordinary. Funnily enough, that doesn't mean working super hard, but just being yourself and doing what works for you. You aren't like anyone else, and the combination of your interests is your ticket to freedom. Focusing on crafting your own business and committing yourself to your goals will allow you to find the most efficient, minimalist, and fruitful path you can find.